For me, St James's Gate gives that incredible sense of place, that you're walking in Arthur's footsteps, walking through the front gate where he walked 250 years ago. That still gives me goosebumps.
There's a huge amount of pride working here on site, and there's a huge amount of history going with us, and a huge amount of brewers before us that we're carrying on their legacy.
Behind me are the old vat houses. It was a very old technology. Whistles were used, chains were used to move beer from A to B, and everything existed in wooden vats. And probably the last master brewer to have worked in the ancient Victorian brewery and to have worked in the most modern brew house. But what hasn't changed in terms of the mainstream products? Guinness. You're looking at the same Guinness that you looked at all the way back.
We brew a variety of different ales, lagers, and of course Guinness. So we brew Smithwick's, Harp, Hop House, and a lot of other innovation beers.
We take raw barley in from the country, we take it in and we put it into the roast house. We're looking for a specific colour, pH balance, we're looking for a specific roast.
We then take that into our brew house, which is the start of the process, trying to produce a sugary extract to give food to our famous Guinness yeast that has been with us now for several hundred years. When we ferment our beer, we add a variety of hops and we mature our beer.
My job here in the Pilot Brewery is about developing new beers for all of Diageo. You get to experiment and create new beers nearly every day. There's an awful lot of science into how we brew, but I think there's also an awful lot of creativity and craft in creating the recipes. The main ingredients that we use has never changed. From Arthur's time to our time, it's still malt, water, hops and yeast.
What I love the most about what I do is actually seeing the heritage of the brand coming to life and informing the future innovation and the next generation of Guinness.
You've got lots of brewing journals dating back to 1759. So we have actually looked at some of those recipes and brought those back and just put a modern twist on those. There's always new technologies coming through, and that helps create better quality and more consistent quality in beer.
I talk about beer and I talk about beer pouring, draft quality standards. There's level of detail in the head height, the millimetre head height, the exact gas pressure we need to push the beer, the exact temperature we look for. It's worthwhile, it's important, it makes a difference. So we make sure that ultimately the pint that crosses the bar is top-notch quality.
Guinness is so much more than the history of a black and white beer. It's bound up intangibly in the history of Dublin City and of Ireland.
I remember going to my granny's house and telling her that I got a job in St James's Gate. She'd lived in Dublin all her life, and when I told her, she hugged me and then she blessed herself. To her, that was the pinnacle, that was the best job that you could get.
The culture here at St James's Gate is like nowhere else, and it's really somewhere that has a very good spirit about it, I think.
It's such a wonderful brand that carries such a wonderful heritage, but the really key ingredient is the people. The people in St James's Gate create the brand and they maintain it and they build it.
We're 256 years into a 9,000 year lease. We've got more beer to make.